All across the ice belt, there's a common species that is chased by anglers, the crappie. Oftentimes, anglers travel hours down backroad logging trails in pursuit of the best bites. But the truth is, the biggest crappies and the sickest bites are all much closer than you think. They're all located in the Twin Cities metro area. In this series, we will be pursuing the biggest crappies caught on camera, all within a 60-mile radius of downtown Minneapolis. I myself am an average ice fisherman. That's why I've recruited two of the best ice fishermen in the Midwest, Matt Waldron and Adam Griffith, to help me on this endeavor. Our crew will aim to educate, entertain, and ultimately help you catch the biggest crappie in your life. Stay glued and stay tuned because we're on the hunt for megas. Welcome to the Crappie Chronicles. The Crappie Chronicles is presented by Vexilar and filmed in collaboration with Amped Outdoors, Icehole Power, Thorn Brothers, and Clam Outdoors. Hello everybody, welcome to episode number 2 of the Crappie Chronicles. Appreciate all the support with episode 1, it's been going great. But now we're going hunting for magnums now. We had a chance at one at the last lake, but we haven't really had good ice everywhere. Now we do. So today, gonna start really going for giants, and I got a buddy here today. So if you know Matt Pangrack from BTL Bass Talk Live or Fishing the Opens, he came up to come ice fish. He's never ice fished before. So I figured it's going to be really good to have him with because I'll be able to answer questions for him that maybe a lot of you have just started ice fishing. But we're going to talk to Matt quick.
So out of my element. So this has been on the bucket list for 10 or 15 years. Last couple years really got into the magnum giant crappie stuff to where, you know, you're weighing them in pounds through the Bass Tank and all those guys down there in Oklahoma. And then kind of got into this deal. We had Sobe on BTL, talked a little bit about the ice fishing. I've been talking a little bit with Adam. I basically invited myself up here. He's talking 15, 16, 17-inch crappie, blacks, whites, hybrids, all sorts of cool stuff. So, I mean, I don't own a rod that's like less than 6'10", and I think everything is like 3 foot or less and with like fly looking real. I mean, that's how new I am at this. Like it's so foreign to me that it's cool after 30 years of fishing with everything else to just stand back and be like, yeah, let's go do something brand new and catch big crappie. I'm pretty jacked about it.
Yeah, no, it'll be sweet. All right, so we are at Vexilar. We're gonna go in and get him a unit quick, and then yeah, we're gonna go get on the road. What do you think of that?
It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, cool place, right?
Yeah, very cool. I mean, you get anywhere that's got 60 years of history like that sticks around in the fishing industry, there's obviously something to it. So, like I said, flasher, I've heard about it, I've talked about it. Like, my only flasher experience was a media event on Toledo Bend, and I was out with David Fritz. And we're on the way in, and I said, dude, you know, everyone wants to talk to you about this flasher, show me how it works. And, you know, we idled over some stuff, and he showed me about the flasher. But, I mean, dude, it's kind of cool when you have technology that obviously is improved and stuff, but it's been pretty much it's pretty much the same thing that guys were ice fishing with 50 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, you think about the industry and how much everything is just, like, rapidly changing and everything's different. And then, like, you have something like a flasher that, yeah, you can tweak it and improve it and make it better, but it's pretty much the same dang thing.
Hey there guys, alright, so we are out on the ice all strapped up. Me and Panger went around and dropped our Vexes down a bit, And dude, they are loaded everywhere. So we're gonna get fishing now. We're really gonna get after it, and we'll kind of tell you about what's going on. We're out on, like I said, a metro lake, out in about 17 feet, fishing early ice crappies. We got wind and about 7 to 8 inches out here. So I think what that's really doing is they're just not scared of us, which is the first time we've seen that this year. So we're gonna get after it and try to pound them. Here, I'll actually pull it out because you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. But you need to tie it on.
Oh, that's the cutest little rod holder I've ever seen in my life.
Right? Yeah, just a little cutie. Okay, you're gonna use a big white one.
Straight to that yellow mono, huh?
So the reason you use it is they don't mind the line color, but you can see it in your hole. So if they up hit it and you drop your line, it'll coil in the hole a little bit, and you know you got a bite. All right, quick lesson. Oh, yep, there they are. So that's your jig.
Yeah.
So this is just interference. There's so much bait over here right now. That's what it is. That's why they're here. So that's the bottom. And if you see anything come in that's like yellow or like orange or red, that's 100% of it. But they look like they left. So that was next. That's my first spill of the year. I just hooked him right underneath the hole. That was a crappie. All right, folks, we got to start. You didn't see my first two, but we got out here, and it is on like Donkey Kong right now. They are absolutely stacked up. And now, beat down ensues.
This is cool. Just Bart's just drilling prospect holes and just dropping the Vexilar down, and when you see them, they're pretty aggressive, and then they disappear, and you just start moving out 10-15 foot increments, and then finding more groups of them. A lot of really nice 9.5 to 10.5 inch crappie like that. It's pretty interesting how light the bite is. Like, it's really hard to feel it. Like, I've never messed with the old whatever the heck kind of tip they call this is.
Spring bobber.
Yeah, never mess with the spring bobber, but I mean it does let you know when you have one that picks it up. But very cool, very cool. You see them?
Yeah, they I think they're leaving. Oh no, they're so thick that my graph thinks it's 15 feet. That was easy. These are crappies. Yep, crushed. I mean, absolutely engulfed. Here, come over here. No, just don't. Seriously, like, come keep the school here. Okay, we're gonna let this guy go. We're gonna go back to back to back to back. There's just a megawatt underneath this. They do not like the white. Reel up. We're gonna get you a black jig. Reel up. Let me drop down. Yeah, those are all, like, that whole thing is like 20 of them. Yeah, go get a black one on. They're in that same jig box. It's the same jig head style, just get a black one. Yep. Yeah, dude, they're all over black. This one feels a bit bigger. Oh, it's because it's a bluegill. Yeah, decent one. Nothing crazy. You get them mixed in sometimes. See you, buddy. All right, guys. So we're just... the wind noise is probably terrible on the GoPro, so I'm really sorry, but this is kind of the only way we're able to film this. But these guys are just absolutely loaded right now. Oh. Like, they're charging big time. There's another one. Getting better. There's a nice crappie. Not even that nice. We're still on that 9-10 inch program. We're beating the brakes off of these guys. Check it in real quick. Sorry for the wind noise. It's super windy today, but I think that's helping us because there's just extra noise on top of the ice so they can't hear us moving around. We are just crushing fish right now. They're absolutely loaded like a Christmas tree. However, what we're finding is when we release fish back down, they're just out. So what we're starting to do is when we catch one, we're just going and putting it back in a different hole. We're also keeping some to eat, but we're just really trying to release them in a different area so our schools don't move so fast, because when we were catching them and putting them back, they're moving every 2 minutes, so they're really hard to keep up with. But we're going to keep getting after it. We're catching a bunch of 8 to 10 inch crappies right now, but this lake has like magnums in it, so we're just hoping to come across one of those.
So what's my best way to get to that hole? Just walk, or should I walk around?
No, just walk there. They don't care about us walking. It's like once they realize they're being caught, you know? It's hard to even pick one to fish for. I'm gonna drop through them and bring it up and see if I can get... So like when a school is this thick, sometimes you gotta just drop it down through them and bring it up to see if you can get one to chase it out of the school, you know? Because you got so much going on your Vexilar. There we go. There's another nice one. All right, guys, so we are on a mother load, and it seems like whenever we start putting them back, they leave. So I think, and Panger's not up here for long, so we're gonna keep some of these 9 inchers to have a fish fry later. So that's a perfect eater right there. So what we're finding is these suckers are moving, and they're moving fast. I don't know if it's us or if they're just kind of on that I'm gonna swim around bunch pattern right now. But it seems like they do not stay in a single place for more than about 5 minutes. Oh, that's a big fish. Come on. Oh, he left. Dang it. Oh.
How important is the tail of that thing?
It depends how hungry they are. Man, I am not marking near the amount you are. There we go. Crappie, that's a good one. Getting up there again. Got one about that 9-10 inch caliber. Matt's hooked up too.
So when Bart was telling me about, you know, using a flasher down here, that was one of the only things I was a little bit nervous about. But he said it was easy, and it's really easy. It's cool to see. You can tell fish's attitudes and how they relate. And, you know, I'm less than a day into this, and I'm like, oh, those look like bluegill on it. You can tell the crappie on it, and it's super easy to use. I mean, it's addictive. You just drop that thing down the hole, and as soon as you do, you can tell, like, there's like 10 underneath this right now. Like just underneath this one hole, like 5 feet that way, there's none. There's literally no way to tell that without a flasher. I mean, even if you had, you know, another type of graph or anything, there's no way to, it's just so easy. That I never imagined it would be that easy. And I just thought, you know, you get old school guys stuck in their ways and stuff, but this is the deal.
There's one. This guy feels a little bigger, actually. That's because he is. He grew up. Another nice eater. We are gonna have some wonderful fish tacos. Boom, crushed it. Another eater, probably. Yep. Just smoking him right now. He's not even an eater. He's a little guy. I'm gonna have to go take him to a different hole to release him. I cannot emphasize enough, guys, how important it has been for Panger and I when we catch these fish to take them 30 or 40 feet away to release them. It's helping so much. God, that was just the most delicate bite. It's actually might be a decent fish. Oh no, it's a little bluegill. Well, as you guys have seen, me and Panger have put an absolute beat down on fish today. And this is just a little bluegill. We've been mixing through them all day, and I've been catching some nice eater crappies as well. So I just want to talk about what we're using real quick, because really it's just been one thing. So we have a clam Dave Gent's Legacy Series rod here. It's a 26-inch light spring bobber rod. I love it for crappie fishing. You need a spring bobber to really tell those bites when they're really light biting, kind of like they are today. And then elite spooler reel, spooler so that everything doesn't spin. That's really the reason for it, is so your jig doesn't helicopter when it's down there, like if you're using a spinning reel. And the jig we're using, it's just a Dave Gent's drop kick jig with a Mackie minnow on the back. And then obviously hopping around with our Vexilars and everything. And if you guys like really want to get this with the pandemic and everything going on, make sure you go support your local retailers. It's really important too. Thorn Brothers has got all this stuff in there, so go swing in there and get some of this stuff and tell them we sent you. We really appreciate their support, and I know they're looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, just showed up out here and got one first drop. Feels nice not to have to chase these things all over the planet just to catch them. Good job finding them, Bart.
Thank you.
Is that the one we need? Yeah, I just had a school of smaller ones down there, and these guys came in and pushed them off, and I got one of them. I couldn't get back down there fast enough before they just kept rolling, but we went out deeper, checked that, and same thing, bluegills, more bluegills than crappies. So we moved back up a little shallower, and because it's overcast, and we figured maybe they actually are shallower, and boom, right off the bat, big guy. Well, that one might go about 13, I would say. It's super thick fish, but usually these are the fish that we release to keep the genetics in the lake. Keep your 9s, 10s, 11s, and then release your bigger ones. Keep those genetics going so we can have more.
Of course, GRIFF shows up and boom, big ones, right? That's the way it normally works. So this is why I am filming this series with GRIFF, because I don't catch the big ones. He does. As you can tell, guys, it is dark now. However, I just want to say the episode is not done. We did have a lot of fun fishing today. Beat the crap out of a bunch of nice crappies. I know Panger had a great first time on the ice. And what we did was we kept some 9 to 11-inch crappies. There's nothing wrong with keeping some of those, Metro special fish for a fish fry. So we're gonna head back to my place, and I got a special treat for you. My buddy Ryan Pinkalla is a phenomenal cook. So the rest of this episode, if you love catching cooks and you want to learn a new way to cook fish, Ryan is gonna ball out for you guys. So we're gonna go eat some fish because I am starving. Back at the house. This is my buddy Ryan Pinkalla. I don't know, he told us he's cooking food tonight. We brought him some crappies and he ended up flaying half of them, so feel bad about that. But what are we having tonight?
All right, well, these guys just laid out some fresh crappies that they caught this afternoon here. So we're gonna do some blackened fish tacos and then some spicy crappie skewers to go with it. So we'll do a couple little side dish things at the same time, but I think this is gonna be bomb. All right, these guys have been fishing all day. I just literally got here, but I'm gonna make up some stuff so that they can crush some food while we're getting the rest of this ready, because it is a little bit of a process, but we're gonna smash some corn salsa real quick and see where things take us here. Right there. It's fresh.
Yeah.
corn straight off the cob.
Amazing.
And by straight off the cob, you mean from the frozen section of Cub
You
Foods.
should have seen him open that bag.
All right, so we just got all the fillets cleaned up and everything. Made a salsa and a guac real fast, so we can start hammering that with some chips or whatever. But we're gonna make kind of a hors d'oeuvre kind of thing here. It's gonna be a spicy crappie skewers. So I'm gonna take parts of some of these fillets. We're gonna skewer them up, little mayo sauce on there, and then we'll fry them up. And I'll show you exactly how to do it. But these are super bomb and they cook really fast. All right, so to do these skewers, we're just gonna use the lower portion of the fillet. On a crappie fillet, that top loin is a little bit thicker, so when we blacken them in a pan, we're gonna wanna just use one part of it. So I'm gonna use the lower part. I'm gonna go through, just separate a bunch of them. We'll skewer these up, and we'll get cooking.
Check it out.
All right, so I just got all the fish skewered up. We're saving the stuff we're gonna blacken in the bowl, but I just got all these skewers made. What I'm gonna do is put a little avocado oil on them. I'll just drizzle it, and then I'll season it with salt and pepper, and we'll get them in a pan, and then I'll just make a little mayo sauce to put on them, and we'll just cook that right on. All right, so I just dropped them in the pan. They're gonna cook 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Super thin fish, so it cooks really fast. After I flip them once, I'm gonna put the sauce on and just cook it right on. I'm about to hit him with that.
What are you gonna hit him with? That What was that? What are you hitting it with?
Alright, so I just pulled them off. The only thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little green onion on top and just kind of finish them off. It's a nice little crunch on there and makes them look awesome. So half the part of the stuff tasting good is looking good, so we're just going to finish it off with some.
I don't even know what to say, but this is probably the best kebab I've ever had in my entire life. Like, you can't beat it. It's absolutely amazing.
No, it's good. It's like if you got that as an appetizer at a high-end sushi restaurant, you'd like be like, "Hey, we're getting this appetizer every time." Like, it's impressive. Like, I'm gonna watch this episode where you're seeing this, like right now, over and over until I get that recipe down. The sriracha, what is that called?
Yeah, sriracha.
That sauce?
Yeah.
That's the sauce.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's bomb.
That's the sauce.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just going to whip up a little fresh pico and then we're going to start blackening the fish and we'll have some bomb tacos here in not very long. Alright, so I just laid out all the fillets on this tray here and then I just popped open this blackening seasoning. It's just a Chef Paul's one. It's a super good one if you haven't tried one before. I highly recommend one with some kind of sugar in it. A lot of them have brown sugar. It gets a nice crust on it when you blacken it.
Talk to me about what you just told Panger, because you just poured oil into a pan with butter. What's going on here?
Yeah, so I was melting that butter in this pan. I just added some avocado oil, and if you add oil to a pan with butter, it'll keep the butter from burning, so it'll allow you to blacken that fish without running into burnt butter and a lot of smoke.
What's going on with the food tonight? You excited?
I am very excited. We just had some kebabs, and now we're having blackened fish tacos. And I've never had blackened fish tacos before, so I'm very excited to try it. He's got a couple more ingredients to cut up, but he just made some fresh pico, and yeah, it's looking absolutely amazing right now. So I can't wait to dig in.
Panger.
I just know that purple cabbage is about to have a really bad day.
Alright, so now we're going to put these tacos together. It takes a little time to get all the stuff ready, but we charred up these tortillas here, so we got them all laid out, so we're just going to fill them all, and then we're just going to crush them.
All right, Panger, what do you think of the fish?
It tastes like a saltwater fish, which is a very high compliment.
How do you take that compliment, Ryan?
Oh, dude, I'm just excited to eat this. That's all I'm thinking about.
He's been cooking for like 4 hours now.
Yeah, you got to grind when you're fishing, but you got to grind when you're cooking too. So this is like mega payoff coming right here.
But how long do you think this takes to cook without Adam telling you to stop for slow-mo shots?
I would say you could probably accomplish everything we just did in like probably 30 minutes. You know I brought that good. You know I brought.
Yeah.
Whoa, what is this, Pinkalla? What's the history with
This
this?
is the best cheese.
All right, so I'm popping on some queso fresco on top of this whole thing, and every time I come over to Bart's house, we seem to make something with this. So brought it today. I figured we'd finish the tacos off with it.
What do you think of your first day ice fishing, eating everything?
It's awesome. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. It's everything I hoped it would. I mean, it's something I've wanted to do for about 15 years, and the food just kind of closes it off, man. It's been an 18-hour day, and we're gonna have a 20-hour day tomorrow. And dude, you guys do it right up here.
So, first of all, I'm going to say thank you to my boy, my homie, one of my good friends, Ryan Pinkalla.
Yeah, thanks guys for having me over. It was super fun cooking. I always think, especially on fishing trips, stuff like that, people remember the biggest fish they caught, the dirty jokes, and all the food they ate. So hopefully we could just close that out with the good food and everything, and these guys had a good time.
Once again, thank you to Ryan. The food's phenomenal. If any of you cook wild game or fish or anything, you need to follow Ryan Pinkalla on Instagram. The guy just posts recipes all the time. You're going to have some dope stuff coming up on YouTube, right?
Yeah, we're going to get cranking on the videos, so hopefully we can get that rolling. You guys can follow me on YouTube as well.
So go follow him, because like this food's incredible. But unreal, episode number 2 of the Crappie Chronicles. And now tomorrow's going to be a special day. Panger just knocked the pan off my counter. That's what that was. If you heard that, like right in the middle of the outro, it was perfect. We were filming the outro in the garage because these guys can't keep being buffoons. But today was unbelievable. Pinkalla cooked some unreal food. I'm so happy Panger came up here and had his first chance ice fishing. Episode 2 was unbelievable. However, we still haven't got a giant, and the whole purpose of this series is to show you Metro giants, but to also show you the process. Like, you don't just go out and whack them. That's not what happens. Tomorrow we're going out fishing again. This will be the start of episode 3, and I have this sneaking suspicion that you're going to see some really special fish tomorrow. So be ready for some Metro Maglodons. The Crappie Chronicles is presented by Vexilar.